It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care. We're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Hair Podcast. It is a Thursday here. Bird's still out, recuperating, but as we get through 1 week, we have the hopes that he'll be feeling bold enough that at least maybe by next week we could start checking in with him a bit to just see how he's doing.
I know they were trying to figure it out where he could be on the show, but from his house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe that's a possibility next week.
Yeah. We're just taking it kind of chill, just so people know. We'd love to have him back, but we're not doing anything at all to rush him back.
Right.
So it's take your time, dude. Feel good. We want you to be, able to contribute before you're back and feeling up to it. We don't want it to be anything that wears you out too much. It should be something that's like, hey, I'm just sitting here chilling anyway. I got the energy and the strength and the comfort to do it. So that all depends upon his body. But we had said, hey, we're not going to talk about this, not even an option for the first 5 days. We knew that. And then we'll see what we get next week.
And if you lose, do it, bitch. We're not going to beat you with a pool noodle.
No, you're right. That's why we're doing all the beatings before he gets back. So we don't do anything like
What
that.
A bunch of assholes.
That would be terrible.
If we made him just take it with a pool noodle after doing hip replacement.
But yeah, no. I think probably the show's contributed a lot to his hip replacement anyway. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's the last thing we need to be doing for the poor guy. So we will let him know. But apparently everything is going according to schedule.
Good. No complications. Nothing like that. So it's good that they released him and he's home.
Yeah.
He's got his dad and his honey face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taking
he's
care
in good
of
hands.
him. Yes.
He's in good hands. So
Yes.
that's all the good news. Now, we do have some emails to get to here. One, that's an interesting thought from Allison. We had a lot of salacious stuff today. We had tattoos, breaking up relationships and make up or break up. We had someone else that got married while pregnant with another man's child and then gave birth to that child 6 hours after saying I do to another wealthy man.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And then I would like to dig a little bit deeper because that to me is the biggest question, because the bride is playing it that she didn't know she was pregnant at all. Not that she knew that she was pregnant, but had no idea it was not the man she was marrying's baby. She was like, I had no idea at all. And it's taken about 6 weeks, I think, about it was what it is from when the wedding happened until now and sorting out. He's trying to get an annulment, and I think she's trying to throw some Hail Marys about maybe his name being on the birth certificate, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, boy, this is juicy.
So, yeah, I don't...
Lawyers are involved, I can guarantee you. And if he's got a lot of money, he's going to probably figure out a way to wiggle out of this. Maybe give her a little bit of cash and then keep it moving.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I guess the guy who is the baby daddy, he has already moved out of the area. He does not even live, I think it's about halfway across the country, if not 3/4 of the way.
They say he left skid marks.
Yeah.
He's peeled out.
Probably. And then he has no money on top of it.
Yeah, so
and I don't think he's really racing back here to raise his child. Doesn't sound like that's the attitude that the guy's taking. It's kind of a hit it and quit it kind of thing. And maybe that was just her deal. She pined for that guy. He knocked her up. And then she just, maybe I assume she's probably having a bit of an affair, obviously.
Yeah.
Based on timing. So, yeah, so we'll try to sort through that. Now, Carrie, a diehard listener, she said, I had an idea for a segment on the show. I'd love it if you had all the makeup or breakup people who write in and also the Am I the Jerk people to send you a follow-up of what happened with their dilemma. Most of the time, these stories are super interesting, but the audience rarely ever gets the conclusion to the story. I'd absolutely love it. I think you probably noticed, I tell, when I get one on the fly, I'm like, hey, make sure you check in with us and let us know, because I'm not able to get their email. Now, the ones that send the emails like this, typically what happens in 85% of the cases, one, the resolution is lame and there's absolutely nothing that happened. Two, is it is so dramatic and it rips a family apart that they won't talk about it again. Because they're like, if we even discuss it, we have fresh wounds. This is people's lives. A lot of the people are in the area, and so it causes more drama. So that's what happens. I would say about 3 to 5 times a year, we get a great saga of 2 to 3 updates that are absolutely fantastic, and the story is good, and it's good enough. But that seems to be kind of where we are. So what I can do is, if there's ever a story that you want an update on, what I do now, I can typically, if I know enough about it, I can do a search on all the emails we have. As we get so many emails, we just have to delete. If it is something good, I do try to save them, but I've still got a stack of those that I have to go through. It's just managing all the crap that comes through in this show. It's just hard to stay on top of.
This hooker is somebody we want to check in with.
Yeah,
Let's
this one I want to know.
Stay in contact.
This one I want to know.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, this is someone who is a friend of the groom.
So she's not in the family.
Yeah, they're not. They're friends of him, of the family, and so they had just got the whole thing, and I think it's kind of been going on, and they just had heard. They're like, wait, what happened? Because nobody at that wedding, unless you were like in the family, knows what the hell's going on. She just 6 weeks later found out the story. She's like, oh my God, I gotta tell you guys. She's like, I had to tell somebody. You ever had that where you're just like, I have to tell someone.
I have to tell somebody what just happened.
So crazy, someone has to know.
I can't sit on this.
I can't sit on this. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. But yeah, you have so many questions. Like I have so many questions on what's going on, because my suspicion is she had to know. Because, people were saying, well, he didn't notice she was put on weight. Or I've gone down this road before, because we've had this come up for the 26 years we've done the show, and I couldn't believe it. I remember the first time, like, there's no way. And now I've talked to maybe 5 to 10 people in the course of the last 2 decades that explained how they did not legitimately know that they were pregnant. They said, I didn't put on weight. It wasn't that, a lot of times my period was already sketchy. Sometimes
I was
you
a
get your
bloated bitch to begin with.
I know you think like that's all the things. And because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you have to be a complete moron to know that you are not pregnant. And that was my original attitude. Or you're a liar. I thought you're a moron or you're a liar. And then I started hearing and I'm like, okay. I started to see it after hearing enough explanations of people that legitimately said, yeah, I went to the bathroom. I thought I had to really poop, and a baby came out. Like, what? So I know it seems crazy, but
it does. But hey, I've heard it too. And I choose to believe them because I hope that they wouldn't be lying. And there's so many of them now at this point that it's like, all right, there's got to be something here.
Yeah, my guess on this, because I would like to know, okay, was how long was the wedding set? Was it something where she was kind of getting antsy and pushing to be like, hey, we need to get married and quick? And, so I'm leaning on, I have a feeling she probably did know. 6 hours, though. 6 hours after getting married, she gave birth.
Well, she was probably in labor as she was doing the wedding, right? Like 6 hours. I labored for 18 hours.
I think it was like as they were leaving the reception. She's like, and they thought maybe it was just the dancing or the excitement of the day is how they were saying. That's what she's saying.
She danced that baby loose.
And if she did know, maybe that's what really triggered it too. Just the emotions. And, you think about it. When your body starts moving fast. And adrenaline's going or whatever might be happening. The baby's like, all right, we got a party going on. What's happening? I want to see the world.
I want to do the YMCA dance.
Yeah. So I don't know. That is a twisted story. And it's as ugly as it sounds. Apparently there's a lot of fighting and a lot of pain.
Well,
and a lot of really pissed off people.
That I want the updates on.
Yep. Well, we'll check, and I will keep up with that person. And if you're listening, I hope you've heard this. Yeah, if there is any kind of updates, please send them in to us. It just makes it a lot easier. So if we've ever had you on and featured your email and any of those things, it would be awesome, because we can try to run you down, but it's just a lot of work, and there's so many stories. And then if there is one that you specifically want, that does help, and that has happened too, where it got out of sight, out of mind for both parties, us and them, and they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, here's what happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a good story. And then sometimes, too, it's 8 months later and people don't even remember the story. And so we're just like, does anybody even care? But, yeah, I do love that. And you're right.
I always care.
Doing the updates are fantastic. It's just there's so many hurdles, and you would hope that it lands every time. Like I said, I wish the success rate was 80%. The fail rate's 80%.
The sad part is people realize after they gave out a bunch of details on the radio, then they go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because people in the family or people close to them start telling them, stupid, what are you doing? People get smart after, and then they don't want to give an update.
And the thing that I'm watching, too, in fact, I did not go with the confession that we got today, because as I read it, person put down their their name and their city, and then they gave other names in the confession, and it was pretty bad. And I'm like, I'm not going to read this, and that's why I keep them anonymous. Well, think about it. If
you're reading trash that could be made up.
Not even that, because I think some of them are made up. It's not even that. Imagine if you knew a story and you sent an anonymous text and you're including all the names, and all you wanted to do is blow up somebody's spot, and it's not that person at all. What Tom from Wellington or whatever it might be.
Right. You could really ruin Tom from Wellington's life.
I'm Bob from Lake Worth, but I want to destroy Tom. I want to blow up the whole thing. Let me just do a confession. So I saw that today. I was like, it's a red flag. I'm not doing that.
Oh, now I want to see that one. But don't say the names and don't say where they're from.
I will. Yeah, I held on to it, and I just said, and I didn't read it today because I'm like, I need to really process this one because it felt like there were enough details that it smelled like someone's trying to blow up somebody's situation.
Now you've made me salivate.
I'm like, you're not going to give this many details. If this is you're not going to say you're not going to confess that. Here's my name from this town, and here's another person it's implicated. I'm like, no. Yeah. And then, some of them, that's the other part of doing the confessions too. There are others that I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's made up. And you never know. We just get these emails and you just go with it and
keep them coming.
It's a good story.
Because this is the spice of life.
Yeah, I do love the stories. That's the best one. But like I said, when they're really authentic, most people won't go with episode after episode because it is ripping their family apart.
Right. And somebody got to them and said, stop going on the radio, you idiot.
Yes.
That happens a lot.
And they realize how bad it can be when in
the moment, it's fun to tell your story on the radio, but sometimes the ripple effect in your real personal life can be damaging. I know. I've done it.
And I will tell you, I try to protect everyone from themselves. I really do. So I don't want anyone to go through that kind of hardship. So a lot of times people will leave in names or details, and I am changing names and details to protect people. I change town names all the time because I'm like, you can't say your city. Like,
I've done that too. I've changed genders of kids, and no, you don't want this out there about your kid. I will change your kid's gender and the whole how we met.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a little, I guess, insight as to how we deal with all the drama and try to get good, salacious stories that we hope are authentic, but we also at the same time try not to destroy lives. And it's really hard to get that sweet spot. That's what I'm saying. It is a hard thing to get. When you get it, it's great, but there's a lot of things you got to maneuver in there to get to that level. All right, got Allison here, and she said this is in reference to the cheating guy. The girl didn't know how to get back at him, and we were also talking about that. That was one that came in right at the end. In fact, that was just kind of a Hail Mary that Denny's handed me. Do you remember what that was? Because it flew in at the last second, and it was a no-brainer. It was the very last one that I got. We had so many today because we had the two tattoos. We had the one about the wedding one. There was one right after that. And I'm just drawing a blank on it. But anyway, we discussed, okay, how would you rather do it? And my thought is I thought about getting revenge throughout my life and how I've observed people that were my age, the girls of my age. When they were younger, it was always doing something to their car or their video games. Or I remember my buddy got his clothes torched one time.
Damn.
Crazy Amy did that.
Crazy Amy.
She was nuts. Hit him in the head with a beer bottle one time.
Oh, damn.
Crazy Amy.
Crazy Amy came with the heat.
Nuts. And I'm like, oh, you cannot. And he wasn't even doing her dirty. Like, she was crazy. So, that was when I was a young dude. That was when I was in my 20s, early 30s. And then I've just kind of noticed now, it's not as dramatic, the breakups. In fact, the women are more patient, they're smarter, and they're more diabolical. And like you had said, it's cold. They realize, okay, now it's your car, you'll buy another one. If it's your video game, who cares? You can get another one or whatever it might be. It's now they try to do something silent, more diabolical. They're arranging to try to turn people against you, maybe your own kids. So the revenge gets different.
Yes. And every kind of revenge is going to be different. And sometimes you have to wait and then wait for a situation to present itself where you are able to strategically get him or her back.
Yeah.
You can't just fly off the seat and do something stupid, because you could end up getting in trouble. You got to protect yourself, but yet still get the satisfaction of revenge.
Right, exactly. Yes. Quick retraction on the crazy Amy story, because I need to be accurate, and I was not accurate. I said she had hit him with the beer bottle. She did not. I remember he was at Bradley's. A girl came up. He was talking to her. The girl went to the bathroom, and she hit the girl in the head with the beer bottle in the women's bathroom.
Wow, crazy Amy.
Yeah, sorry, I misremembered that. And I'm like, okay, wait, let me get that straight. I'm like, no, she didn't hit him. She hit the other girl, yeah.
That would suck if you're just talking to a guy and you don't realize he's got a girlfriend, and the girlfriend attacks you with a beer bottle in the bathroom.
Yeah, I think, and he didn't even know Crazy Amy was there. Like, she came out of nowhere. She was walking in. She had been spying on him. So he had just gone out.
Oh, crazy Amy.
Was hanging, and she saw a girl, and so she's just laying in wait.
We can't be mad at these other women. Crazy Amy.
Right.
Be mad at him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was.
Hit him with the beer bottle.
Yeah, she decked him one time. In fact, I remember I was staying right when it was all going down. I was standing in the doorway of his apartment. I'm like, you got to get rid of this bitch. She is crazy. And I turn around, there's Amy. I'm like, hey, Amy. Oh, I'm like, I'm going to leave. And she just comes in, clocks him. I'm like, hey. I'm like, you all right? He's like, I got it. Good luck.
You okay? Bye.
Yeah, because I knew I was next.
Oh, yeah, you just called her a crazy bitch.
That bitch is crazy, dude. You got to get rid of her. Oh, hey, Amy.
Oh, hey, Amy. She's lurking.
You know, I met another Amy.
Amy's the old school, get in the bushes.
Oh.
She's lurking.
She was something, man. Gosh, she was something. Yeah.
Mad respect.
So Allison says, in reference to the cheating guy and the girl who didn't get back at him, Lily Allen just performed on stage in a dress that had all the receipts printed of all the items her man bought all the girls that he cheated on her with. Awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. And Lily Allen, you know, she's an older gal, and so that's how she's going to do the stuff.
I love it. You know, turn it into art.
Yeah.
Turn your pain into something that helps you release the pain. Monetize your pain. That is truly brilliant, Lily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Now, I got an email here from Fran, and we were talking about iconic TV and movie houses. They have designated the Brady Bunch house now as a historic landmark, which it's not like you're going to be able to tear that down or do whatever. Yeah.
It should have been a historic landmark before now, because that show, it was very much focused about the house, inside and outside, and the yard and the front and the back.
Yeah. I gave you my top 10 list earlier. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought those were the absolute most iconic 10 that I given you. Everything from the Home Alone house and, places like that just absolutely, it. And most of those houses that I listed to, they now are museums a tribute to that, whether it be the Christmas Story house in Cleveland. That is one. The Breaking Bad house that they have. To me, that's an upper echelon.
Sure.
Now, I don't think the Full House ever would be that, just because it's such a rich-ass house. I don't. You
got to have money to buy that house.
Well, you think about it. If you bought that house, you'd want to enjoy it. And how much money you're going to get back? Is it even going to pay for itself at that point?
I don't think you could.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're a rich bitch, you're like, well, I want to enjoy it myself. And if you're somebody else and you pay for the house as expensive as it's going to be in San Francisco, you'd be like, yeah, even taking money for people to come see the house, I'm not making it back. Like, I'm losing money on this. So I don't think they'll ever purchase that. Would be my guess, but who knows? But she said, I just want to add one to it, and it's one of my favorites. 704 Houston Street in Queens. It was Archie Bunker's house.
Oh, that's cool.
They always showed the outside as well as the inside. I don't know if it's a real house or not. Probably a set, because they didn't use a lot of real houses in those days. Also, want to correct one of Kevin's statements. They did show the outside of the Friends apartment every episode at least once. It may not be the real building, but so what? That's interesting, because I do remember a little bit. I thought they showed Jerry Seinfeld's place.
They did.
I remember that, but I don't know that I remember them ever showing the Friends apartment building.
I don't know if I do either. I could go back. I didn't watch Friends that much.
And to be fair, I watched season 1, season 2, was really into it. I mean, when season 1 started, I lived in the East Village in New York. So
like, oh my gosh, I identify.
And I'm like an idiot. I'm looking for the coffee shop. I'm like, where's somebody? Somebody's like,
Central Park.
Dude, you dumbass. There's no real coffee shop. Like, Ohio, you dumb motherfucker. You stupid hick.
What do you mean?
I thought all these things are real.
I want to go to Central Park.
Gosh, I didn't know anything when I left Logan. Don't know much now, but I really didn't know anything then. And Christina in Brooklyn, not too far away, said, I know Game of Thrones might have burned you, Kev, with the original series ending, but I highly recommend the new prequel that just came out this year on HBO, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It takes place around 100 years before the original series, and it's a much simpler storyline. Thank you. That was actually going to be my next comment.
Okay.
The freaking names of all these people, and I'm like, you can't keep any of it straight.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It just focused on one hedge knight and his squire. I like it much better than The House of the Dragon. Even if this was the only season that came out for the story, I enjoyed the first season as a complete story. Yeah, I'm just that way now where I want to make sure the entire story is told. That's what happens now with Game of Thrones. I will not watch another Game of Thrones until they're like, it's all done. Like, there's going to be no more story. It's all set. You're going to love every second of it. And when that comes out, then I will be like, let me check it out. And also simplicity.
Protect your time.
Well, that's just it.
It's precious.
That's just it. I got so many other great shows. I'm not really cracking into them too much. A lot of new good podcasts coming out of Virginia.
I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody told me the golden milk I was talking about earlier that has too-mer-ik, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know how to say it.
Well, you know what? I will say that everybody's arguing about how you say it. That's why I say it. I think I said it both ways. Ter-mer-ik, too-mer-ik, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. However you say it. And I don't know. So I'm trying to cover all bases. But yeah, somebody's going to be. Yeah, they said it's been around forever. So, but I did like it. I mean, I do love those products. I love, what the turmeric does. I love the ginger. So I'm always trying to, one way or another, consume all that.
I'm all about that anti-inflammatory life.
That's what it is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I do so many things that have me inflamed on the inside. I got to balance it with something.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, too, that somebody mentioned me the other day was collagen. I was like, you know what? I probably need to get on that.
I do that every day.
And he said he just puts it in whatever. It's just like a powder, and he just drops it in and stuff.
I've been doing it for, over a year. It's liquid collagen. I do a little shot of it every single day.
Do you notice any difference?
You know, when I first started doing it, I definitely did. Mm-hmm. Now I just do it for simple maintenance.
Yeah.
And as I'm aging, I'm hoping that it's helping me age slower and more juicy.
I figured your answer was no, but it is one of those things
when I first started, I could tell.
Yeah, and honestly, the thing with a lot of this wellness stuff, and I hate it because, one, it's expensive, and two, you don't necessarily, it's not like kapow, it's a big difference, but you do start to notice when you've been doing it for a decade or two and your friends haven't, you do start to see how they age compared to you, and you're like, well, maybe it was working.
I will tell you this. I had one of my credit cards compromised, and so I had to cancel my credit card that I use for online purchases, and my membership for the collagen lapsed, and I went 2 months with no collagen because they couldn't figure out how to put a new credit card on the back end of their system. And so literally I had 2 months of not having it. And I could kind of tell a difference in my skin and how I looked and my dryness. I was a little ashier.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think that one's psychosomatic. I really do think that one made a difference. And even if it's just a small difference, I'm trying to fight time over here. Whatever I can do.
Yeah. So I'm going to look into it. I just got to figure out what is the right one to go with and the right way to consume it. And Tammy said, Virginia, I got chest pain after too-mer-ik.
Oh, chest pain.
Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, because you had said you took that. And was it too-mer-ik that it had in it when you went with that? What was it called? Dose for your liver.
Yeah. It's a drink that you're supposed to do a little shot of every single day. And I did the experiment. I did it once, diarrhea, vomiting. And I'm like, wow, that sucked. And so I waited 3 weeks. And then I did it again to see if that was what made me sick. And it was. Same experience both times. So I threw it out. But it was the color of the turmeric.
Yeah.
And that's what got me. I can't ingest anything that color now because it's like a brain.
It is a weird color. Yeah.
It's a weird, bright orange, yellow.
Orangish, yellowish. Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're drinking strong pee.
Yeah.
And Patricia said, speaking about bugs and beverages, which you had one in your water today to remove, she said, I just went to make coffee at work, and there was a roach crawling around the coffee maker. They said it was up to me if I still wanted to make it. Heck no, I will not be making coffee at work until it is replaced. Gross. Yeah, we had the same issue. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a thing.
Yeah, probably roaches probably love coffee, and you just have to be so diligent on it. And replace it. I don't know. All I know is we got that little, whatever it is, cup thing, and you put it in, and you hit a button, and it just makes it. So I don't know. It seems like roaches wouldn't get in that. So I don't know much about coffee makers. I'm still really new to the coffee game. So I don't.
I think roaches can get in anything, Kevin.
Sure they can. Yeah. Yeah, I just, any place that I don't have control over, I don't like consuming food from that place.
It is weird. The older you get, the more paranoid you get, because I feel like the more you know, the worse you are in your own head.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much information.
Yeah, I'm that way. Yeah, a very nice gesture. David, our program director, we're having a little community breakfast for everybody in the building. And
employee appreciation breakfast where the bosses are cooking for all the workers.
And it's lovely. And I'm getting thumbs up that it was a fantastic breakfast. He's like, hey, I'll bring you guys some stuff. I'm like, I can't.
I can't because I can't see it.
I'm so twisted, yeah. And I
don't know who's breathing on it back there.
I just can't. I can't anything out of this building. I really can't. It's just, and it's not really. It's just any building. I am so. My head is so. I'm like, I just can't. Unless it's my Ideal Nutrition. It comes right out of that freeze-dried package. I've seen where they make the food and they have people in like the full scrubs and all that. Yes. I've seen it. I'm like, okay, man, that thing is like hospital grade clean.
Quality control.
And I've seen it. I've seen they put the seal right on it. I'm like, there ain't nothing getting in my food. It's good. I'm like, that's about all I trust.
It's a life of paranoia. The more you know is not necessarily better.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I long for the days when I was like 12.
Yeah.
I knew nothing and I ate everything.
Yeah. And somebody said, you are eating out all the time. And I am. And it is kind of weird. But yeah, I do. There are some places where, in fact, I went to one place that had a little bit of a sticky menu. And I was like, I just couldn't do any food. So. Yeah,
I won't go back. I told you about that Chinese food that we had the other night. And I was just repulsed. Mm-hmm. And Rocco loved it.
Right.
And I was like, we are not coming back here, Panda. But I had to wait till Panda and I were alone to tell him that because Rocco loved his fried rice. And I'm like, Rocco, the floor is sticky.
Right.
The bathroom looks like a third world country. Mm-hmm. I cannot sign off on this ever again. I'm going to tell him they shut that place down.
Yeah.
I cannot go back.
Right. Exactly. Now, I got this from Casey and Mr. Mustache from Okeechobee. He said, I'm not sure if you would be into this, but there is a restaurant in Orlando that does Mexican street corn-style Brussels sprouts.
Ooh.
You take the crispy Brussels sprouts and toss them in mayo, lime juice, queso fresco, and tahini. It is delicious, and you should try it. Yeah, oddly enough, I had tried a Mexican street corn dish a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't love it. And it's only just because of the mayo. And my wife, you would think because she's Mexican, would love it. When she was a little kid, she tells me her mom used to glob mayo on everything. And
you can overdo it.
And the queen now can't eat any sauces. She doesn't like any sauces. So mayo, she would not touch it. And I think that's what it is. Look, I love the lime and the queso fresco fine, the tahini. I love tahini. But yeah, just the mayo part of it.
Can you hold the mayo? I'm sure you can.
Yeah. And I would put the tahini and the other spices on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be great. But yeah, that's it. Nikki, working in Lake Worth Beach, said, I need a Virginia recommendation for my 50th birthday this year. I want to go to a very nice dinner with my family. Super nice dress, husband in a full suit kind of stuff. Money's not going to be an object for this.
Ooh.
But I want other people in the room to be dressed the same way. Are there any restaurants around with a dress code that way? It's Florida, and even the Steakhouse at the Breakers is resort wear. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
You can go even fancier close to you. If you're in Lake Worth, the O Resort and Spa has some fantastic upscale restaurants. And so does the Four Seasons right down the road, the opposite direction.
How are they going to be dressed? I mean, it sounds like she wants It's almost like you need to go to a benefit where it would be a black tie type of thing. When you're talking about guarantees on that, now they have the Nobu at the O, but even that, I know it's very expensive, but I'm not sure that people are in suits and all that. I think, again, you're going to see what she's talking about with the Breaker Steakhouse, that you're going to see resort wear. And if that's what you're holding out for, where you want everybody in dresses and suits, I think your only safe bet, to me, from what I've seen, would be that. Now, they have the Glazer Hall, which is on Palm Beach, that they just opened up with a restaurant there. That's probably your best bet. Maybe there might be a little bit fancier.
Does she say what the date is?
No, she doesn't. She just said for her 50th.
Look for that date, whatever your date is. Google it and see if there's any galas on the date of your 50th. That could be fun. If money's no object. Mm-hmm. Dinner, dancing, live auction, fun. That could be really exciting.
It's only a benefit that I can think where people are going to guaranteed be in suits, because you're even talking, you go to fancy restaurants in Miami and a lot of people are dressed chill, and you're not going to even see suits there. It's going to be people wearing rich stuff. But
keep in mind, though, your food will be not as good as it would be in a hotel, fancy restaurant at a gala. Because you're talking about a mass amount of food produced, and it's usually not as good as, like, say, Nobu or something in the O, or something in the Breakers, or something in the Four Seasons.
Yeah. So if anybody else knows, I don't know even of what you ask. I don't know if there is a place where you would get immaculate food where everybody's going to be dressed to that level.
There are some private clubs opening up too.
There are, but they're not, the most you'll see, the ones even that I've been into, you have to wear a jacket maybe. But that's it. Yeah, there is, but I don't know, they're private clubs.
Yeah, you got to find somebody who knows how to get you in.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Yeah, that's at a very elite crowd to try to find that. Now, Hans said, Kevin, I've been using Duolingo for years, but it has not helped my fluency in Spanish whatsoever. So I've started to use Google Gemini to practice speaking. It's a great way to practice your Spanish if prompted correctly. I prompted as following: I am a Spanish beginner and I'd like to practice daily conversations. Please correct me when I am wrong in a nice way. And then you can tell it to have an accent. For example, if you want them to have a Cuban accent or Puerto Rican, you can tweak it that way. I do daily conversations, about 10 to 15 minutes every day, and it's a great practice. It is free also. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Google Gemini. I haven't used it, but that is cool. I will tell you the Duolingo, at least the level where I am, they do some conversations. But yeah, the correcting, I don't know, is necessarily there. It's just kind of like, they'll tell you if you said it completely wrong or whatever. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. And it is tough, honestly, because I'm there and I'm doing 10 to 15 minutes every day but I feel like I'm just stuck. You have to you need more time. 10, 15 minutes to me to really get good and to get fluent. You just got to drop yourself in it. You got to be talking it all the time.
Full immersion.
Well, it's just when I hear it, there's a word I'm like, I get tripped up on, or I'm trying to talk. And you know how they go, how you say, that's how I feel like in the Spanish
how
equivalent.
You say cucumber.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Dang it. I'm like, I was doing so well until I get to this one word. Now, got this from Lily and Ryan. Said, my boyfriend and I love the guessing fart game, guessing the age and gender of the fart maker. I need to say people are divided on it, but I feel like the audience of the ATS might be the better audience for it. I think having a game in the ATS would be awesome, and having a Party Farty Friday or a Fan Fart Friday is too good to pass up. So please put up a fart game poll on the ATS to see if a fun fart folks are more prominent in there. Okay, that's what they want. And to play the game, we actually have an example if you don't know what the heck they're talking about. I was just joking after my wife said, you fart like an old man. I'm like, you can't tell someone's farting how old they are. So from that, I said, all right, fart, give me your age, and I'll see if we can do it. So how old is this farter, Virginia? Okay. Ooh. Wow.
Was that from a bunghole?
That, I believe, was from a bung.
The sound quality was so good. It almost feels like somebody's doing
it does, yeah,
with their hands and their mouth.
It kind of has that quality.
Wow. We should have asked for video proof.
Maybe, yeah. I don't. I guess
just to keep it honest.
Mm-hmm. All right, do you have a guess? How old do you think? I'll let the people play as well.
I have a guess. That person is 43.
You're going to go 43. Okay, I'm getting 44, 45, 56. I'm getting 33. I'm getting 14 because we got fooled by that 10-year-old.
Oh, if it's 14, do not send us a video.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need to be in the Epstein file situation.
It's twisted. Okay, so here we go.
Wow, that feels 43.
Okay. All right, Virginia on 43. Robert, how old are you?
30.
30.
Wow.
I mean, it sounded kind of aggressive. I think you kind of look at that. You know,
It sounded young.
Yeah. It did.
I guess I just didn't go young enough.
It was an exuberant kind of bunghole on that.
Congratulations, Robert. You have a tight one.
But when we had the 10-year-old, people were guessing 50, 60, and when the kid's like 10, like what?
What?
What? Okay, so do you want a fart game on the ATS? Now, it would also depend upon people sending us the material. So it's one of those things where if we're going to play, you'd have to submit enough of your farts. And what you do, you just use the mic drop feature on the WRMF app. You'd have to get your toot, and then you just say your age, and then you put your name on the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, some people, mom guilt is saying, we need to move on from this, y'all. That's all I'm saying. That's why we didn't go with it, because I don't think people would want it.
Yeah, it is a little fringe, but if you're a sick-minded individual like me and Kevin, you're into it.
Okay, about what I thought. Actually, it's a little bit kinder than I thought. We're at about a 50-50. I think I need a pretty strong majority to go with it. Yeah, to do as a game. Maybe a one-off here and there real quick, but yeah, I just don't know if it could be
maybe out at a live event.
Well, the only problem, you have to have it recorded, because I've done that where everybody they don't come out right, and then it's just a mess.
Have it pre-recorded.
Yeah, it has to be
Do the work on the front end with your back end.
Yeah. Maybe we'll play it at the end of one of our events when we need people to leave. We'll start playing it, then half of the audience will get up and go. All right. The final vote, 53% said no. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think we're kind of losing on that
Only
one.
for special occasions.
Yeah, or just maybe a few here or there. If you have a few, you can keep sending them our way, and I'll sprinkle them in. I think probably just doing that one at a time here and there, not making it a big thing, we'll do that.
We'll crop dust you with it.
Yeah, just a few. All right, anything else you want to add? You can send us those emails, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Y'all enjoy your Thursday. Got one day to the weekend. We'll see you back here for it tomorrow. Goodbye.